वेलकम फ्रेंड्स. आज आपण पाहणार आहोत इयत्ता 11वीच्या इंग्रजीच्या पाठ्यपुस्तकातील पहिल्या युनिटमधील दुसऱ्या धड्याचं वाचन. धड्याचं नाव आहे 1.2 ऑन टू द समिट वी रीच द टॉप. याच्या अगोदरच्या व्हिडिओमध्ये आपण या धड्याच्या आइस ब्रेकरची माहिती सविस्तरपणे घेतलेली आहे. त्याच पद्धतीने या पाठाचे जे लेखक आहेत तेनसिंग नॉर्गे यांचा सुद्धा परिचय आपण सविस्तरपणे पाहिलेला आहे. आणि आजच्या पाठामध्ये आजच्या व्हिडिओमध्ये आपण या धड्याचं वाचन करणार आहोत. चला तर मग वाचनाला सुरुवात करूया. धड्याचं नाव आहे ऑन टू द समिट वी रीच द टॉप. When we left Camp 9 on Friday morning, I was determined to get to the top on this day. That morning, I remember thinking I was to get to the top even if I die. I was not afraid to die that day. We set out early and all the way from Camp 9 to the peak. We alternated. I would take the lead and then Hillary, the man who follows when climbing, has a difficult job both in climbing up and climbing down. He is the anchor. The man going in the lead cuts the steps and breaks the way. In my pocket I had 4 flags. When we were still at Camp 4, Colonel Hunt gave me 3 flags, those of Britain, United Nations and Nepal. He charged me with the duty of planting them on the top of the world. These 3 flags are in your care, he said. When you and Hillary reach the top, put them at the peak. I am sure that you and Hillary are going to do it. I told Colonel Hunt that I was carrying the Indian flag with me and I would like to be on the top with the other flags. I had to ask Colonel Hunt's permission in his capacity as leader of the expedition. Indian flag. Colonel Hunt said, by all means, I am glad to know that you brought an Indian flag. After 1 hour of steady going, we cut across from the south face and started up the west side, where we had to pass up a steep line of rocks. This was slow and difficult. Once we had cleared these, there was nothing barring our way to top but a snow-covered incline, sloping less and less as it neared the top. These last 60 or 70 feet up the top were not very dangerous, but we kept up the same steady pace and we reached the small flattened summit almost together. During the last 50 feet from the peak, Hillary and I were moving about 20 feet apart. We were tied together with a rope. Most of the time the rope was loose, but when we went over dangerous ground, we drew it out. This rope was a symbol. It tied us together. One could not move without the other. We were not two individuals but a team. I have been asked many times who was first. When we were within reach of the summit, I did not think of who was going to be first. I am sure that Hillary was not thinking that. Climbing takes all your attention. You have many more important worries. What does it matter whether I reached the top first or Hillary? Our main thought was that both of us reach the top. We had to. One couldn't do it alone. If there had been a difference of 1000 feet between us, then one could make the claim that he was first. But even then, only the man behind him could confirm the distance between the two of them. When we reached Kathmandu, we discovered that a controversy had arisen. We talked it over. Hillary, Colonel Hunt and I, we agreed that all the talks was childish. So we made a pact and each of us signed it in the office of the Prime Minister of Nepal. Each one signed his own statement. I had a copy of Hillary's statement which I carry in my pocket. It reads, Kathmandu, June 22, 1953. On May 29th, Tenzing Sherpa and I left our high camp on Mount Everest for our attempt on the summit. As we climbed upwards to the south summit, first one and then the other would take a turn at leading. We crossed over the south summit and moved along the summit edge. We reached the summit almost together. We embraced each other, overjoyed at our success, and then took photograph of Tenzing holding aloft the flags of Great Britain, Nepal, the United Nations and India. Signed E.P. Hillary. There is another paper like this in English signed by me. Thus we will not take part in any controversy, as the statement says. Hillary and I embraced when we reached the top. We did, as well as our bulky equipment would let us. I remember saying to him, we have done it, but we couldn't hear. We had our oxygen mask on. My first thought on reading the top was a sense of gratitude to God that after having failed 6 times, He had blessed me with fulfillment of this desire I had held so long. I placed on the summit the offerings to God that I had carried with me. This is in accord with my religion. Both my wife and I are Buddhists. I could not kneel because of my clothes and equipments, but I offered a silent prayer in my heart. The offerings were biscuits, candy, and a little blue pencil. My youngest daughter Nima had given me the pencil before I left home. She asked me to put it on the top of the mountain as her offering. It was an ordinary blue pencil, not even a long one, but it was one of her prized possessions. As I put it down, I pointed it out to Hilary. He gave me a big smile, showing that he understood. Then I got out the flags, which I had on piece of string about 4 feet long. I fastened one end to my ice axe, and Hilary took pictures as I held it up. As I had to bring my ice axe down with me, I buried one end of the string in the ice on the top and other in snow on the slope down below. When we left, they were lying flat against the summit. I was very thirsty. I took out a water tumbler for a drink, but found the water in the metal container had frozen, so I couldn't quench my thirst. I ate some biscuits and offered some to Hilary. I was wearing a red scarf which my great friend Lambert, leader of the 1952 Swiss expedition, had given me last year. It was just a year ago, on May 28th, when we were standing at 28,215 feet, that he gave me the scarf. I wore it all the way up the mountain from Darjeeling. As I stood at the top, I remembered him and left that he was with me. I felt absolutely fit at the summit. My mind was absolutely clear. I didn't feel tired. I felt exhilarated. It was a very clear sensation. Below, all the hills and mountains looked like gods and goddesses to me. The plains below looked like so many broken pieces of the map. 2 or 3 people could stand there on the roof of the world if you cut ice. 20 or 30 feet below the top, there was enough flat square for 2 people to sleep. You could pitch one tent there. The summit is flat on one side and steep on the other. There is snow on the northern side, rocks on the south and east, and snowy rock on the west. We stayed on the top a little more than 15 minutes. We were lucky that there was no gale, or it would have swept us off. My next thought was how to get down safely. On the descent from the summit, I was walking behind Hilary. I was following him and holding the rope tightly, and my determination was to make sure he descended safely. I must say that the climb down was more difficult and dangerous than the climb up. If you slipped down, you would go into Kangshung Glacier, and there would be no trace left of you. हे कांगशुंग आहे, कांगशुंग. More caution needed. Of course, It took less time climbing down, but you needed more होशियार. Caution. When I reached the camp 9, my first thought was, thank God we have been spared an accident, and if up to now there have been no accidents, I hope there will be none in future. I had always prayed to God and He had saved me. At Camp 9, Hillary and I were in no mood for any talking. We just attended to our own things. We stayed there about half an hour. We boiled some snow to make lemon water and drank it. When we left, we took only our sleeping bags and left everything else behind in the tent. From Camp 9 to Camp 8, where we spent the night, was an easier job. Just above Camp 8, where the others could see us, I raised my arm with my thumb up. Noise and Louis saw us and their faces flushed with joy. In this way, I was able to tell them of our success. As we got nearer to Camp 8, Louis came to meet us and came up about 300 feet with tea and coffee. Another 50 feet down, we met Noise, who brought us more tea. This tea smelled kerosene. Apparently, it had been made in a hurry, and somehow some kerosene got into the welcome cup. But I thought, since the gentleman had taken so much trouble to bring it, I was going to enjoy it, whatever the smell. Written by Tenzing Norgay from Archives of TOI. TOI म्हणजे टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, आशा करतो हा व्हिडिओ आपल्याला आवडलेला असेल आणि असेच नवनवीन व्हिडिओ आपल्याला जर आमच्या चॅनलवरचे पाहायचे असतील तर कृपया चॅनलला लाईक करा, सबस्क्राईब करा आणि आपण संपूर्ण व्हिडिओ पाहिलात त्याच्याबद्दल धन्यवाद.